going out for dinner or something, or just doing. You don't even have to go out for dinner. Just like doing dinner indoors. Like making doing dinner indoors as opposed to out on the
just be inside,
okay?
Instead of on the terrace. Welcome to the Sherlock's Team Podcast with me, Charlotte Collins. This week I'm joined by Polly Sayer, Sherri Andrew, and Hodge Sarah Templeman. That'll never get easier. I feel like we comment on it every time. Like, who are you? How is everybody?
Good. All good.
And you? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How was everyone's weekends? What have you been up to, Sherri?
I had a very chill weekend. One of my friends was down from Manchester and she hasn't been to London in quite a while. So I was like, let's show you the sights. Not like the touristy things, but I was like, Battersea Power Station has opened since you were last here. So we went there, went to some shops, had a bit of a mooch. And then we went to Boobala in Spitalfield.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
so good.
on Saturday.
So
it was
good.
so good. We just got the set menu. So it's a vegetarian restaurant. There's also one in Soho, and it's like the best example of vegetarian cooking that is just done so well. Is it Israeli?
Yeah.
Is that right? So yeah, so it's Israeli cooking. So everything is like so flavorful. We had like grilled halloumi, really clever cooking. So like some mushrooms that were kind of like put on a skewer and then griddled. So it tasted kind of like chicken with that texture, but it was a mushroom. Had some spicy margaritas. Yeah. So yeah, that was like the highlight. I was like, this is so nice.
So nice.
It's one of those restaurants where like as a meat eater you go there and don't feel like shortchanged in any way. Like,
yeah,
it's probably a bit of
exactly.
a controversial thing to say, but like it's amazing. Like I never feel like I really missed having meat there.
Yeah,
exactly.
You don't have to go there with a veggie. Like you could just
No,
go there.
yeah, so nice.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was lovely.
Oh.
And then we just relaxed for the rest of the weekend. Went on some long walks. It was very wholesome.
So wholesome.
Yeah. I also just got my Invisalign fitted.
Yes, I was just about to say, am I the only person in this whole office that hasn't got a Invisalign on the go? Because I'm the only person who isn't talking a bit like this.
Yeah, I'm very
or hasn't at some point.
Yeah,
Are you
I've
done?
completed. I'm done. I'm on my last night tray.
Oh,
I'm
amazing.
just waiting to get the.
I feel like it's been a long
Yeah,
time
yours has been
going.
I'm pretty lazy.
How long has it been?
Probably about 2 years.
Oh, are you joking?
I know. I started at the same time as Laura Black,
Laura's been
wow.
finished for like a year.
Laura had it in the old office.
but I was really.
I think we had it at the same time and I've been done
I
for like
really got a list with it,
Yeah,
so I couldn't.
Some people
really. I just couldn't wear them at work.
Yeah.
So I only wore them in the night. So obviously it takes much longer.
Ah, okay, fine. I'm being very strict, hence why I've got them in now. But I'm conscious. I might have a little bit of a lisp.
Yeah, no,
So
right.
sorry,
But
everyone.
everybody does. I'm like the only person in the office who, Lou's walking around like that, Florence,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everybody's,
Daisy.
everybody's
It's the
brushing their
year.
teeth in the toilet.
Yeah.
Quite jealous that I didn't do it now because I feel like when I did it I was like one of the only ones and it was really embarrassing, but now like everyone else is doing it, so it's really
You
not.
paved the way. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
You did. You were
Thank
the OG.
Yours are perfect now. They're
Yeah.
so good.
Thank you. Yeah,
Did
no,
you
So,
have
so nice.
edge bonding?
yeah, on my top 40. That honestly, like, it's best money I've ever spent.
I know that's what I've got. That's
It
my
looks
next
so nice.
bit.
But
I
I
am doing it.
do think bonding can go so wrong.
Yeah, you can look quite like
fake because if there's
Yeah,
too straight, but
it's
yours is
very
really natural.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah,
to a good
is it
dentist.
because
Really
it's,
good.
they're not the same length?
I think, yeah, like not entirely the same length, and maybe there's a difference. He called it edge bonding rather than like full
Yeah,
concept
that's what
bonding.
I'm gonna
So
get.
just like, yeah, I didn't want them all completely the same length.
Yeah.
And look at me. Yeah, it's because you've still got definition between each tooth,
Yeah.
whereas I feel like when composite bonding is bad, it's because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
completely straight,
Yeah.
which just looks fake.
Yeah, but yeah.
Are you going to do that, Sherri?
Not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how it feels. See how it looks.
It
at
is
the end.
amazing though.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, so good.
How long have you been told? How many trays have you got?
So I have got I think I've got about 20 trays.
Okay.
So 6 months worth. Oh my god, I'm really conscious of my list now. It's getting worse. Yeah, so not too long.
Okay, that's not too bad at all.
And
Have you had any
then-
pain so far?
Not at all. So when I put them in, I was like, oh, this is so fine. Taking them out is a little bit hard.
Yeah,
I'm
that
quite
gets
conscious
easy.
that I don't want like my teeth to pop out.
Ooh.
They won't.
It
They
feels
won't.
like it, doesn't it? At first.
Yeah.
And there's no like sexy way to take them out. It's always just a bit like gobby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just it's like whenever I'm with Lou and she's eating, I watch her like go into a corner. She will literally go stand
yeah.
like, as
Yeah,
if she's like a
like-
man gonna do a wee. But she's cracking out the Invisalign instead.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I know towards the end you're so blasé, you just pull them out and the spit.
The dribble.
I know.
Not nice.
That's gonna be
What,
me.
as two people who have been on their full Invisalign journey, what advice would you give to Sherri? Other than do keep them in at
Don't
work.
wear them.
Don't have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, I would say don't take them if you're going away for a mini break.
Don't take them.
A dentist would recommend that at all.
This is terrible advice.
Don't take them.
Because
Why?
it's so easy to forget them in hotels, and they get cleaned and they're gone. I had to replace mine twice because of that.
I thought you were going to say because it's not very romantic. I was like, Sherri could work that one out for herself.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
But yeah, it's just, and then a few friends of mine, it's such a pain because you forget them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it.
Okay. Good advice.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Don't do that.
I'm not sure. I actually don't think that's great advice. That's just saying, like, don't take them on a holiday all day.
Yeah.
No, but if like 2 nights is fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, so like, you can last 2 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might ask my dentist about that one.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or just like put a note on your phone to remember.
Yeah.
I think like my advice would be like, as long as you always wear them at night, it's fine. Like obviously you don't want to like, you do want to wear them in the daytime, but I think some people get a bit stressed about like if they're going out like day drinking for the day, they don't wear them in the daytime. As long as you just shove them in the night, like it'll be fine.
Okay. This afternoon I was really stressed. I was like, I've had my lunch, but I can't have a snack until I get home. So I was like cramming some nuts in, had a cereal bar. I was like, I've got to do all my eating right now. But that's good advice.
But also you could just be like Hodge and just decide like, okay, a bit less wear in the day, and then it just takes a bit longer. Like who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with your journey. Keep us posted.
Thank you, I will do.
Hodge, what did you get up to this weekend?
One of my best girlfriends who lives in Singapore was over, and so we did a girls' lunch at a pub in Mayfair called the Alfred Tennyson with like 11 of us. Oh. So it was really fun. And then Saturday there was lots of rugby, wasn't there? Six Nations and things going on. We did play day. That is why I must say I love living in London, because I went to a girlfriend's with 2 of the children at 4, like watched the rugby, but was home by 8. And then Sunday, my son has hurt his knee, so we are out of rugby at the moment. So we sort of got our Sundays back, and I forgot to sign up my daughter to a netball tournament because I dropped the ball. So anyway, we had a free...
Drop the ball.
Drop the
Hey.
ball. So we had a free Sunday, so we took the kids to Borough Market and mooched around and ate lots of different food groups, which was quite interesting what they all chose.
What was your highlight? What was your food highlight from Borough?
Probably, is it Brindessa? The sandwich. James and I shared
sandwich.
one. Oh my God.
What was it, like an Iberico?
Yeah, it's like a doorstep. Oh my God. With and a great cheese over. Oh, so good.
I like Brindessa.
Yeah, it's so
nice.
good.
Yeah.
And then the kids had a donut from Bread Hut. Bread
Ahead.
And then we went home and played loads of games. And then we watched Twilight.
Great.
So nice.
And that was a hit with the kids.
Yeah, they loved
classic.
it. I was like, is 9 too young? But she seems to take it in a stride.
No. It's quite PG.
Yeah, it is quite PG.
Yeah.
It's all quite heavy breathing, and I want to kiss you, but I can't kiss you because I might bite you.
Yeah, that's quite 9-year-old
So
shit.
there's
Yeah.
but there's no like sex in it because it's all
It's just tension.
Yeah.
there's a lot of sexual tension, which I don't think a 9-year-old picks up on.
They're just like,
Yeah.
being heavy.
Yeah, like he flies across the room when they start kissing because he's so, anyway, but it was really nice.
It's like the same for the kids and the adults.
It was like the perfect balance of friends, socialising with the kids so you get your hit, and then family time.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, it's so nice.
Really nailed the weekend.
Yeah, well done you.
Mate.
Polly, how was Copenhagen?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been a few times now, and I feel like each time it just gets better because, I don't know, you have a bit more of a network of people that you know, and you kind of know what to expect a bit more. And Copenhagen's obviously such a cool city and like great for food as well. So it's a bit an added bonus that you can kind of go out and eat nice food in between shows. I think my highlight was probably Rotate. Which
Is that what you wore the red to?
Yeah, sorry, can we just have a
awesome.
moment for your outfit?
Yeah.
Red was
thank you.
insane.
So I love
Yeah.
So good.
It's very sad
Yeah.
to give the red trousers back, and indeed the shirt actually. Like, I don't know if you can see in the photos, but it's got like built-in shoulder pads in the
cool.
shirt, which just makes it like a really really cool shape. They kindly loaned that to me to wear, but it was very sad to hand that back. They had sort of like bridal dresses come down the runway at Rotate that I was just like, these are so fucking cool.
They
Like
were so sexy.
cool.
so sexy.
cool.
The
Yeah.
kind of like bride dress I'd want to wear now, like, because they sometimes can be a bit prim and whatever, but they were like edgy as fuck and like really cool.
And also, it's all, I was having a look at their website yesterday, and most of that collection has now dropped online. And like, you assume that because somebody's showing that it must
have
mean
to
the
wait.
prices are super.
Yeah.
Well, the A, that you have to wait, and B, that the prices are going to be crazy. But all of
Yeah.
that bridal collection, like everything was in and around £500 still,
Yeah.
which is like their
Amazing.
price point.
Yeah.
So that's great, if,
So
especially for a
approachable.
wedding. Yeah.
So lots of inspo there, but not just bridal, like loads of their kind of like classic sequiny, big like applique flowers, lots of leather. It was just, it was sick. And then it kind of, as the show finished, this curtain just dropped, and then there was like a Belvedere bar doing like the after party, and the after party was in the same place, which made it great because like you didn't have to go anywhere else to do it. And managed to sneak my boyfriend in, so that was his first fashion week experience. Harry's just like not really into fashion at all.
I saw the Instagram.
Yeah, I saw the neck. What was going on with his neck scarf thing?
He was, you know, it's called, the brand is like Buff. I feel like you can buy them in like outdoorsy shops.
Like blacks.
Yeah, like black. And like he wears it like skiing. He's like, the boy has never owned a scarf in his goddamn life, but he wears this fucking Buff like
Like a neck warmer.
but like,
like a sporty neck warmer.
yeah, sporty neck warmer, and it's got on the other side, it's got some kind of like weird like penguin print on it, and I'm just like, anyway, like it's a lot.
And he came to the rotate party in it.
Rotate party in it, in that, and a
They
Harry
probably
Hansen
thought he
jumper.
was being like ironic or like
Yeah. They probably thought he was like a cool Copenhagen guy.
yeah. Next year on Copenhagen Fashion Week.
Whatever he means.
Yeah, they're going to rotate. Going to be showing those.
Yeah, he's a trendsetter. But no, I honestly love how like little he cares. I just like took it in a stride. I was like, this is really cool. I thought he'd be quite bored coming with me to Copenhagen, because I was like, well, I'm going to be out a lot. It's a little fashiony things. But he was like, this is great. Like, what a world like I didn't know about before. So yeah, kudos to him for just embracing it and having a nice time.
Also, it's fun. It's fun. Like, I suppose so many of us, you don't know much about your partner's world, so if you can bring them in.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it's like when I brought you into the crew room before one of my flights. I was like, it's just like that. Yeah, like just the same.
You wrote a feature for Site off the back of your trip there about trends that you saw. Can you run us through some of the key trends?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from the runway, there were a lot of like big bags actually at some of the shows. So if you're the kind of person that likes to carry a lot of stuff around, that's good news. I think small bags have been around for a little while,
like
but
big totes,
like massive totes. Yeah, but then also at Remain they had these kind of like almost baguette shaped bags, like shoulder bags, but they were just massive. So that was quite fun. Lots of leather, lots of kind of like burgundy leather, which we've seen a bit of now, but I'm kind of excited to try a bit more of those like slightly warmer shades of leather. And then street style wise, people wearing lots of red, obviously quite a lot of like faux fur jackets, you know, mob wife style, and loads of people wearing like balaclavas, like, you know, cool like fluffy hats and stuff, I guess because it was freezing, but like it was kind of fun to see. Like I think Copenhagen is great for people just being quite playful and having fun with their style. So yeah, I've always come away feeling quite inspired.
Good.
Yeah,
good. True. Less black, more fun, I suppose.
I think so. So yeah, it was a good week. Thanks.
How's yours?
It was good, thanks. We were away for the weekend. We didn't have that many great experiences. I probably won't dwell on it. We just had a couple of service breakdowns, I'd say. Like, I know, which is just a bit of a, I don't know, we spent quite a lot of money on going to nice places this weekend and didn't have great service in lots of them. So
And you were really looking forward to it as well.
we were really excited. We had a lovely weekend together, but it was a bit of a reminder for us actually to stick to our old favourites. I think sometimes there's a reason to go. I just want to be at Heckfield all the time. That's the only place I want to be. I'm still jealous of your trip. It's just confirmed to me that Heckfield really is just the best place in the world.
Nice try.
Oh, heaven. What I do have though, I feel like I've been on a real culture binge. I've been reading, I've been watching, so I want to know.
Okay.
Shall I just start?
Yeah,
I'll start with that. Yeah. Okay, so I've watched 5 of 6 episodes of Griselda.
Oh my god,
watched
I love
it.
it.
It's so good. So
She's amazing.
she is amazing.
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara is starring in a new Netflix series by the producers of Narcos, and it is about the true story of Griselda Blanco, who was one of the most feared drug barons of the 80s in Miami, at the point at which the Miami cocaine dramas, I suppose, were kind of hitting their peak, and there were all these crazy murders. Like, you know, all of the stories that we've had before, she was sort of the ringleader of it all. I think at its peak, her cocaine trade was hitting $80 million worth of cocaine a week. Like, it was
a week.
wild.
And that's
Oh
just in
my God.
Miami.
Just in Miami. Like, it was obviously the epicenter. But yeah, she was this completely ruthless character who ran just this mad operation. She's Colombian originally, and sort of fled some drugs drama, went to Miami and set up there by herself. So it starts with her fleeing Colombia with her 3 sons, and tells the story, I guess, of her rise to the top. And having not seen the final episode, I imagine her demise. I don't know if they've left it open for a second series. You can Google obviously what happened to the real Griselda Blanco. Like that's not it's not like a spoiler. So anyway, it's Sofia Vergara. So what I find funny about the whole thing is that she's had prosthetics done to, I guess, make her less attractive. She's still amazing.
She's
so hot, right? She's Sofia Vergara. She still looks incredible. But what is so funny is if you Google the real Griselda Blanco. Not so hot. She wasn't that hot in real life, and I don't know why they sort of. It's sort of they didn't try to make her look like the real Griselda Blanco. They're just like, we need to just tone her down a bit. So let's just make her a bit more.
I was quite surprised by that when I googled her. I was just like, well, you either make her like this like sex siren because that appeals to people more, or you just make her what she was, which was not
make her look like that woman.
But it was just like, we'll just stick her like a prosthetic nose on her and make her look a bit different. And it's like, right, so is it Sofia Vergara?
Exactly, like it's like she's not hot but she doesn't look like the real woman. So I'm confused about why they bother. But anyway,
I don't know.
That aside, I think her acting is brilliant in it.
So
she was on Graham Norton a few weeks ago talking about this role and saying that obviously because of her accent when she speaks English, roles are slightly more, Hollywood is a bit more prohibitive for her. She can't play every role, which I actually have dwelled on and think, actually, that's probably not, it hasn't held back a Salma Hayek or a Penelope Cruz. So I'm hoping that really what she needed was a bit of a rebrand and to be taken seriously as an actress post Modern Family. And I think this has definitely established her as that. Even like her physicality, the way she walks, the way she holds herself in it is so far from Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, she's like thuds when she walks.
Thuds. Yeah, she's so stocky the way she holds herself. Anyway, I think it's just brilliant. It's not as gory as Narcos.
No.
The acting's awesome.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in and I'm absolutely loving it. I think what really pulled me in was like at the start of the first episode, they've got that quote from Pablo Escobar, which said like, I've only ever feared one man and it's a woman called Griselda Blanco. And I was like, this is going
like she said. Exactly.
It's wicked. I can't wait to get stuck into a few more episodes.
Yeah, it's really so good. And like the whole kind of Miami in the 80s scene that they set, like the interiors are incredible and like you kind of get a sense of like the heat and the glamour. Obviously not the glamour of the drugs trade, but the glamour of the kind of just Miami at that time. I did read some criticism about it, which was saying that all stories, or like the majority of the stories about Colombia that are told in the mainstream are always associated with the cocaine trade, and that's doing Colombians a real disservice. And I think that's probably a really valid point. But equally, it's just a fascinating story in isolation, right? So I'm sure it's valid and that there should be more stories told, in the wider spectrum, but equally, it's a juicy story.
Okay.
And it's very empowering of women.
It is empowering.
The fact that she brings her, because she used to be a prostitute, and she brings like the other prostitutes from her old brothel into her like new working arrangement in Miami, and she makes them, and they're like, we don't have to make our money lying on our back. They are now making that money back.
They are just selling coke instead.
At least they can say no when they want to say
damn
no.
right.
But
also from her, like she takes on all these men, and
I know when she walks into the nightclubs.
Oh my God,
they're really scary.
They're vile, but also they really underestimate her because she's a woman. Like I think there are some feminist things to take from this about holding your own and whether you're in the drugs trade or not. There's definitely something to take from it. The other thing I watched this weekend and absolutely loved, I think you'll all love it, is The Greatest Night in Pop. So this is an 1 and 40 long documentary on Netflix. It's just the one episode, and it is about the making of We Are the World, which is the charity single from 47 huge artists. It started with Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones producing. This is back in the 80s as well. And the idea came about off the back of Feed the World. That charity single had come out. It had made obviously a huge impact. There were people kind of traveling out to Ethiopia and seeing the effects of the famine there firsthand, and were coming back, and people in Hollywood, and coming back and saying, right, we have to do something. So that's the kind of crew that originally got together, and it was Michael Jackson. But as soon as they got Stevie Wonder on board, they knew like, okay, we're going to be able to get all these people on board. And basically, it was, as they say, 47 people, from Bob Dylan to Diana Ross to Billy Joel to Cyndi Lauper. Like, the list goes on and on and on. It's incredible. Dionne Warwick, like everyone who was anyone at that point in time in the early 80s, apart from Prince. There's a whole drama around Prince, but they are telling the story of how they wrote the song, how they got the song produced, and then basically they were like, right, how are we going to get all of these people into one room? There was the American Music Awards. Lionel Richie was hosting that night, and he said, right, well, they're all going to be here. They're going to be in LA for this, so we're going to have to do it that night. So basically, they had the awards show, and then from like 10 p.m. through to 8 a.m. the next morning, they were all in one studio and recorded the whole song, all of these personalities in one room together.
Oh, wow.
And the whole thing was filmed. They've got footage of every minute of it, and that's what this documentary is. It's so cool. And like, nothing really happens. It's just about, you know, the mini dramas that, you know, happen with all these egos in one room and all the different personalities and these kind of fun, amazing moments of trying to get harmonies right. And anyway, it's just like,
because I've seen the ad. I wanted to watch it, but James was out, and I thought, oh, I'll have to watch with him because he'd love it. But there's a bit in the advert for it where they've stuck a piece of A4 paper to the door, and it says, "Leave your ego at the door."
Yes.
And like all these mega stars.
Wow. And it's amazing because you see the dynamics between them. Like, you know, Cyndi Lauper is dying because she's met Bob Dylan, and like they're all, and at the end, like Diana Ross is crying because she's like, I don't want this night to end. This is so amazing. Like these huge people, it's incredible. And Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder are there together, and it's just, it's amazing. It's so,
and like they're like, I don't know what line I'm singing.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, they're like exactly that. And yeah, there's obviously competition over who gets what line, and then Michael Jackson's in there just like standing there in his sort of, you know, kind of weird, kind of spacey way, but then he starts singing, you're like, that man's voice, like it's just heaven. It's so worth watching.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
That sounds so good.
Yeah,
so good. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
The Greatest Night in Pop, it's called. Yeah,
Cool.
so that's really good.
That sounds amazing.
I've got books to talk about, but I'll let someone else speak. What are you watching other than Griselda?
Well, I was watching Griselda. I just finished Good Material by Dolly Alderton, which I know is a bit of a, like, you know, millennial girl starter pack, but like I did actually really enjoy it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I did.
It's
And
good.
like, for anyone that doesn't know about it, it's told from the perspective of a guy, and he's just been dumped by his girlfriend of 4 years, and it's all about essentially the aftermath of his breakup. And you hear very much from his perspective, and then for the final like chapter, you then hear from the girl that he's broken up with. Like, I loved hearing that last bit. I think that really turned it on its head for me, and like it was a nice sort of twist. I don't want to give too much away, but I raced through it. Like, I read it on a flight, pretty much all of it, and I'm not a very fast reader, and I find most of her books quite easygoing and like nice.
It's her second fiction book.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Ghosts.
Yes, I didn't read
which
that.
I didn't really like.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I cannot even tell you what that was about.
No,
Yeah.
I read
No
it.
offense to Dolly, but yeah, not my
I
favourite.
really loved her autobiography.
Yeah,
What was that? Live, Love.
Everything I Know About Love.
Everything I Know About Love. That's the one. I did really love that. Like, I loved
that
it as a
was
book. I thought
amazing.
it was really, really good.
I think maybe preferred Good Material to Ghosts.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah, much better.
But yeah. Finished that, and then I've been rewatching This Country with my boyfriend because I've seen it before, like years ago, and he's never seen it, and it's honestly just been so fun to watch together.
Is that the Daisy May Cooper?
Yeah,
show?
and I like,
watch that.
you know, like watching it a second time round. I honestly think it's one of the best British comedies ever written.
I've
it's
never
just
watched it.
I've
so
only seen
funny.
it via Gogglebox.
I just fucking love it. It's so funny. It's about their cousins. So it's Daisy May Cooper's character was called Kerry Mucklow, and her cousin Curtin, and they live in a rural town in the Cotswolds, but it's kind of like based on their upbringing. And it's mockumentary style, isn't it? And
it's really fun.
And it's not new at all, but it was won a couple of BAFTAs and stuff. So if you're into British comedy, and it's well worth a go. And the only other thing is Poor Things, which I didn't really like. Which
Oh, no,
is
you didn't?
completely different to what you thought of it, but. Yeah, that's life's beauty, isn't it?
Yes, well, we can agree to disagree. What was it? You just found it too weird?
I did, yeah. I found it a bit too weird, but you know, maybe that's just went over my head. Perhaps.
No, I mean, it's really weird. It's really, really weird. You're not wrong about that. I just enjoyed that, whereas I can totally understand why one might not.
I appreciated bits of it, like, you know, it's shot very well and the costume was really, really cool. But yeah, I just found the story. I also thought it was possibly like half an hour too long.
Oh, definitely. All films are half an hour too long these days. Literally every movie.
Yeah.
I saw Billy wearing a hat on Instagram yesterday, which said "Make film shorter."
Yes, make films shorter. Yeah,
And I don't think it's to do with my attention span.
No.
I
Yeah, an
just
hour and a
think it's-
half.
An hour and a
It's
half. What's wrong
perfect.
with a 90-minute film?
Like
Yeah.
I really watched the Killers of the Moon and like
Killers of the Flower
Flower
Moon.
Moon.
can't
Yeah.
bring myself to watch it.
But this, and also I find it then prohibits how often I can go to the cinema, because I'm not going to go to the cinema after work and watch a 3-hour
No,
movie
I'm so
because
tired.
it's
You
too
too
late.
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 90
Yeah,
minutes.
and
if
it's
a
too
film
busy on
starts-
the weekend.
Totally.
Yeah.
But if a film starts, but even on the weekend, that's a 3 hour. It's like a 4-hour chunk of your
Half
day.
a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
It's half a day. Whereas if it was just an hour and a half, I would be able to go so much
In and
more.
out, I know.
Too much.
Quite indulgent.
Sherri, what have you been reading, watching?
I have just binged The Buccaneers. Has anyone seen this?
No.
So, it's on Apple. Let me tell you, it's on Apple TV, and because their dramas are always so good, I think it's like top tier. I had really high expectations. So this is a Regency drama, very Bridgerton-esque, and I was like, okay, this sounds really interesting. It's awful. It's terrible, but I'm loving it.
Okay, great.
Like the plot is flawed. I didn't really know what was going on. The script is really poor.
Flawed as well.
Yeah, very flawed. But it's kind of like Emily in Paris.
Oh God, no.
It's
Like
objectively
easy watch.
it's objectively not good,
Okay.
but like it's really enjoyable. And by the fourth episode, I was like, okay, it's getting a bit good now. It's getting a bit juicy.
Okay.
So
Is it
it's
sexy?
about. Not really. No, it's
No.
very tame.
God,
I think
you're not
like
selling it, babe.
no, they only kiss. Yeah, they only kiss like
Oh, boring.
3 episodes in.
Oh god.
So it's set in London, and a group of Americans, so New Yorkers, come over for the debutante of the season. So they're like showing all the sisters and their friends off to be married to whatever eligible bachelors around. So it's very similar to Bridgerton. There's a Duke who is very good looking.
There's a Jew. That's like, I like it already.
There's a Duke. Can I say that mine was like, yeah, there's a Duke. And he is like the most eligible bachelor in the country. So it's kind of a fight over who gets him. So it was described as a culture war between the Americans and the Brits. So these Americans come over, and the British, this is like 1870, do you think they're really coarse and vulgar, don't know how to behave properly? So that is basically the theme of the whole show.
Got you.
So it's quite fun. Not much really happens, but also a lot happens. Okay. It's one of those shows where you're like, where is this going? And I'm not sure what's going to happen at the end.
Okay.
But so it's shot in Scotland, so it's very beautiful, and the costumes are amazing, as you can expect, like the hair, the dresses, all of that stuff. So it's very nice to watch aesthetically. The plot is really, I'm maybe overstating, it's really bad, but I really enjoyed it.
Have you watched The Gilded Age? Have any of you watched that?
No.
Yes, yeah.
Is it, so which is better?
The Gilded Age.
Okay,
I think
that's
got more
also
substance.
quite fluffy. No, like I really enjoyed The Gilded Age,
Okay.
but I'm just trying to work out on a scale of Bridgerton to Gilded Age where it sits.
I think what I was saying, if Downton Abbey is like top up here, in my opinion, and then Bridgerton is underneath, and then you've got The Gilded Age, this is like definitely below that.
Okay.
So not as good, but I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's just, easy watching.
Yeah.
If you want something, you can just whack on, and I was laughing with my friend the whole time. Okay. At one point, I did actually fall off my seat. So there is a big plot twist in there.
Right.
So that was good, but I'm
Okay.
not sure, it hasn't really gone much further since then.
I think I do think if someone tells me there's a plot twist in something that's like a major plot, I will read or watch whatever that thing is, because I'm always looking for that Gone Girl vibe. You know that thing? Do you remember when you found that twist in Gone Girl?
It's the best twist ever, isn't
Oh
it?
my God, and it just blew your mind and rocked your world.
Yeah, I love stuff like that.
But I feel like nothing's ever, the only thing that's ever come close, and I've spoken about this before, is Gillian Flynn wrote another book after that called Thank you.
I couldn't read that.
Called Sharp Objects.
I did not like it.
Which sort of goes along, and then on the final page, bam, and you just sit there like,
Shook.
Oh my God.
shook, and like remain shook 5 years later.
Wow.
So Gillian Flynn,
I need
queen
to read
of
Sharp Objects.
yeah.
I
Sharp
thought
Objects
you
was
were gonna
brilliant.
say Diane. In the Traitors.
Apart from Diane in the Traitors. Paul's not my son, but Ross is. So good. Okay, thanks, Sherri. Sort of recommendation there for
Sort
you.
of, yeah,
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed it, so.
Okay, good.
Not really.
Hodge, what about you?
I have been to the theatre twice.
You
in the
have?
last
Culture.
2 weeks. I know, I'm so cultured.
Oh.
Basically, I'm coming for your job, babe.
Tell me what you've seen.
Well, so opposite ends of the spectrum. I saw Cruel Intentions, the musical.
Oh my gosh, was it good? I love that film.
I love that
The
film.
music is so good. It's like a real throwback to like incredible 90s music.
So it's existing music. It's not
It's
an original
existing
score.
music.
Yeah.
And they have the most insane dance routines, which, as I mean insane, I mean, I feel I could do them. Do you know what I mean? They're like they're attainable.
Does that say more? I was about to, does that say more about your dancing abilities or the quality on that?
Yeah, it's not like the best thing I've ever seen, but it is it's like a really fun like hour and a half.
Okay.
Definitely, it would be good to go for like a girls' lunch and then go and watch the matinee because you'll be up dancing.
Fun.
Okay.
But like I wouldn't take your parents.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure I'd
quite
watch Full
racy.
Intention with my parents.
No,
either, so-
definitely
It's
not.
quite racy.
Yeah.
There's lots of, sexy chat, as that is in the film, obviously, and, all types of things going on.
Ryan Felipe was just like, where did he go?
Yeah.
He was so hot.
He had a nasty divorce with...
From Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they met on that film, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got
I
this
know
beautiful
yeah.
daughter.
They do, and
Yeah.
son. But I just don't know why he wasn't
Yeah.
bigger.
I don't know. It is really good. But I think one of the main characters, he must have been a reserve, and he kept missing
Understudy.
an understudy, and he kept missing.
He's a reservist.
On the bench.
And he kept missing his steps.
Oh, no.
Or his notes, and everyone was rooting for it.
Oh, bless him. Oh,
I know,
no.
poor thing. But it is really fun. But you're not going to walk away going, wow. But you will be, God, that was fun.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
nice. You
I
need a bit of
had to go
that.
with
Some light relief.
The very next night I went to see Plaza
The very
Suite,
next night.
Oh, yeah, I really want to hear about this.
which
Ooh.
is excellent.
Is it?
That is probably the best thing I've seen. I mean, Matilda's up there for me. I think that's I love it.
Yeah.
But it is so good. Sarah Jessica Parker is insane.
So this is the play that Sarah Jessica Parker and her husband Matthew Broderick are in
so
together.
it's just the two of them. So it's set at the Plaza Suite, and it's the same set. They play 3 couples. So it's 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. And it's them, and it's very different stories. And her comic timing is just so good. I'd really recommend it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's amazing. She just, when I saw Cabaret with Addie Redmayne, I felt the same. They act in even the tips to their fingers. The whole body is the part. It's so good.
And you
Oh,
weren't
wow.
thinking she was Carrie, because I find her hard to
Yeah.
separate from Carrie.
No, I think it's the 3 characters are so different that
Okay,
she plays.
that's so cool. Yeah.
And we were laughing out loud. I took it with James and I went, and he found it really funny as well.
Okay.
It's really
I
definitely
love
try. I
that.
think they've just extended, so try and see. And it is expensive, but if you can try and go in the afternoon,
It's a bit cheaper.
because a girlfriend of mine got quite reasonable tickets this week.
That's
Ooh,
good.
I was
okay,
supposed to go
that's
on
good.
Saturday night, and then Ben booked this weekend away. That we went on this weekend without knowing that I was going with a girlfriend. I know, so I missed out. I must try and get to it. Yeah.
It's really good.
There's a line in a Frasier episode towards the very end of at season 11, which is obviously supposed to be a kind of tongue-in-cheek breaking the fourth wall line, when someone says to him, have you got any idea what it's like to play the same character for 20 years, which obviously is ironic because from Cheers to Frasier, Kelsey Grammer played the same part forever. Anyway, the point being, I can't imagine if you're a Sarah Jessica Parker, it's such a strange thing surely as an actor, where you get this incredible opportunity in this incredible role, but then that ends up being your entire working identity. That's just so
So true.
it's so cool that she must feel so satisfied
Yeah.
doing something different.
And it was really nice to see them together. What
Yeah, that's
a
cool.
lovely thing.
It was really
Yeah.
cool.
To come off stage and be, and I think one point he stumbled or she stumbled something, and they, and there was a look between them, and it was just it was how good,
so
what an
good.
amazing marriage to be able to do that.
To work.
Well, they've
Yeah.
had their lumps and bumps, I think, haven't they? I think he had quite a well-documented affair. So they've obviously
Come
come
back.
through.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. Good for them.
Yeah.
She's a great actor. Remember she was in Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
Everyone always thinks
Oh, she's also in one of my
And-
favourite films ever,
Failure to
First
Launch.
Wives Club. She is in Failure to Launch and that fucking awful Family Stone, which I literally can't even talk about. I refuse to talk about that in December, let alone in February. I hate that film so much. She's done some rom-commy bits, but I don't know, she just...
Yeah.
She's better than just Carrie. Obviously,
Well, amazing
appreciate
as
her as
Carrie,
Carrie,
but
but yeah.
more than just Carrie.
Exactly
Maybe.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Can I really quickly give a shout out to a book I read as well? Is The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Disha Philyor. Has anyone here read Roxane Gay's Difficult Women, which was...
No.
Oh my God, you have to read that book, all of you, because it's from maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it is a book of short stories all about what it is like to exist as a woman, and they're all different characters, all very short stories, kind of completely isolated from one another, not at all linked, but is a really brilliant sort of, I don't know, thought-provoking piece on what it's like to live as a woman. Anyway, it reminds me a bit of that. It's much less heavy than that book.
Okay.
So it is basically a series of short stories. It's the same format about Black women in America, and that I suppose what they have in common is ultimately they are all supposed to be kind of church-going ladies from like traditional backgrounds. It's very small snapshots of their private life. So whether it's them coming of age and having inappropriate relationships with men, whether it's them struggling with their sexuality, whether it's them dealing with poverty, all different small snippets that I think it ranges across the 20th century as well. Like they seem to be slightly different times, some of them, although it's never really that explicitly said. But they're just these really beautiful short bursts of these people's lives. Like somebody kind of opens the door, lets you peek in, and then shuts the door again very quickly. And it was like, you know, funny, sad, and I'd finish one and I'd be like, I just need to sit with that story for a minute. Like I really loved it. It's only 180 pages. It's super quick.
that.
I never liked short
I really recommend it.
Oh, I love a short story.
Yeah.
So you can just, you don't have to read the whole book in one go.
Yeah.
I suppose I wouldn't necessarily have been drawn to it knowing it was short stories, but I like it's like little appetizers.
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
it's just I should look at it as chapters in a big book.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really recommend
Really
it.
nice.
We're going to move on and talk about trends now. There was a feature in the Evening Standard this week asking, how 2024 are you? So it begins, already it's possible to see how this year is shaping up politically and economically, but most importantly in the minutiae of social life in London. Certain key interests, activities and behaviours will mark out Londoners who are doing things right in 2024, in contrast to those still pathetically stuck in 2023. So just how 2024 are you? Well, see how many of these you're busy ticking off. So it's basically all the things you need to be into to be on trend right now.
Okay.
So, number one, a booking at the Devonshire. Is this on your radar?
Yeah, I read about it yesterday.
Okay, so can I tell you, I was in an SL Man meeting the other day with Heather and a wonderful guy who helps consult on SL Man. And they start talking about the Devonshire.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
the
and I was
best
sat
pub
there
in
thinking, fuck, I've not heard of this. And I was going, Anyway, it's at the forefront of the Guinness revolution, is what I learnt. Because Guinness is on trend.
I heard it's the best food.
Yes, that's true.
It's in like the best restaurants.
Well, this here says 2 months in, and the Devonshire Arms in Piccadilly is already the best pub in London, run by the best landlord in London, where you can buy the best pint of Guinness in London. I think it's a TikTok thing. I think TikTok has put this on the map for Guinness because young people are getting very into Guinness.
Yes, because
And this is like the epicenter because of iron.
Oh yeah, it's very full of iron.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also got as many calories as like a full meal, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
What is Guinness? What actually is it?
Sorry.
What? Like, is it beer?
It looks very yeasty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a sourdough starter?
It's
No, I don't know what
a
like.
stout.
Yeah.
And
it's
how's
a
that
stout.
different to beer?
I've no idea. I've never drunk a beer in my life, so I'm not
Louise,
the right person
Have you
to
ever
ask.
tried it?
just brewed differently, different hops.
I don't think so. Eloise is telling us it's brewed differently.
I don't think it's
so.
very.
Do you like it?
No, I don't like it personally.
There's
It's quite
very
heavy for me.
strong taste.
Okay.
Very full body.
Yeah.
But I do
Yeah.
really like how a beer is quite filling, so maybe I would like that.
Yeah, but do you like a light lager?
Yes, it's true. Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
no,
Yes, I
it's-
do. I like a Corona.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
on the beach. Bit
Yeah,
of
on
lime.
holiday.
Yeah.
Mm, definitely.
Okay, so maybe no Devonshire Arms combos here yet, but you're right. The food is supposed to be excellent.
Yeah, I feel like it is the place to go.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Buzzy.
The next thing that you need to have to be very 2024 is a Barry Keoghan obsession.
Yeah.
This is obviously the star of Saltburn. He is also in Masters of the Air. Has anyone watched this?
Not yet.
No.
So we started it. I found it. This sounds really bad, but I'm quite a girly girl, and it was too masculine for me.
Was
it was a
it?
Boys and Their Toys TV show. Like Ben
Okay.
loved it.
And it's got Elvis in it.
By Elvis, yes, it has. It has what's his name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler, thank you, as the star. But Barry Keoghan is in that as well.
I feel I have got an
okay.
obsession.
Do you?
I think about his dance quite a lot.
The naked
At
dance.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely bum, isn't he?
Yeah, lovely bum.
Ooh,
so
see,
nice.
I'm just quite creeped out by him from that.
No, what the dancing or this grave scene? It's just the whole
all of
thing.
it, the whole lot. Didn't like
I
any of
mean-
it particularly.
I just love that was his dance. I just think he's cool.
Yeah, I don't fancy him.
I don't fancy him.
I don't think this is saying you have to fancy him.
Do you not?
I think
I
this
feel like
is
want to be
saying
mates with him.
they called him the old saltburn salty bathwater guzzler.
Oh!
If you've seen it, you'll know that's disgusting. Oh no, it sort of is. I mean, to be fair, he's obviously been on the red carpet circuit so far this year at all the award shows.
He's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Okay, an ironic interest in Love Island All Stars is next on the list. Anyone watching it?
No, but I feel like I've seen a lot on TikTok, so
Yeah.
I know what's going on. But
George has been outed. Whoever Georgia
As
is.
what?
Georgia
Yeah.
Steele.
As just like
Her true
slippery.
self.
I know, yeah.
What, the one
Loyal.
the loyal Georgia one?
Loyal,
Yeah.
Yes.
She's quite fit these days.
She's
isn't
hot.
she?
She's
Yeah.
super hot. As is the other Georgia.
Georgia Harrison.
Georgia Harrison.
Yeah.
Yes. Who actually was obviously doing really amazing things last year. She had that terrible
Time with Stephen
time with
Bear,
Stephen
Yeah.
Bear, exactly. You know, she
Oh,
was really
yeah.
she became an amazing campaigner, so I'm kind of sad that she's gone
Yeah,
into
she got
All
like the
Stars.
law changed. And
She's-
I was like, why are you doing Love Island again?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like she was
Mm.
doing good, serious things, and she
Yeah.
Money must have been good, girls.
must have been.
True,
Yeah.
very true.
My problem with All Stars was that it was on at the same time as The Traitors.
Yes.
And like,
exactly.
you know.
Okay.
I feel like I might be too old for it as well. I feel that shit might have said
No.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got to be into Mezcal.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, big
Right,
into
Mezcal.
that.
I really like Mezcal.
Tick, finally, one.
Tick, there we go.
Yeah.
I love the smokiness of Mezcal in like
Yeah.
a decent
Too.
cocktail.
In like a margarita.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
So nice.
Yeah, I agree. Do we know any reputable Mezcal brands if people want to give it a go?
The Lost Explorer. They do a really good one.
Good to know.
Cool.
Thank you. Immersive exhibitions is up next, such as the Van Gogh one, the Tom Hanks one, Lightbox, and there's also something called Bubble Planet, which they're calling a soft play without the measles.
No, but I want to go
Yeah.
to the balloon one, the bubble one.
I think
Yes.
that's really good for kids.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke,
Not just for
yeah,
kids,
one,
No,
but-
but
yes.
Yeah. Kids in
yeah.
tow.
But I haven't done. I have a frameless. I suppose that's.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
it. I've not done a frameless.
No, I need to. Do
I
that
would.
sometime.
For
It's
kids.
Not worth it.
For kids,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I did go to the David Attenborough, the
Oh, yeah.
BBC experience. That is amazing.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's massive screens, and you stand in this black room, and you fit, and you feel you're in it.
That's
is
cool.
Really cool.
I've heard that the Tom Hanks one, Lightbox, which is all about the journey of the moon,
Okay.
is brilliant.
It's really good,
It's supposed to be
yeah.
really good. Okay, what else is in? I'll flick through some of these. Mushroom oil.
Ooh.
It's a mild psychedelic.
Oh, okay.
Is it legal?
Don't know.
Asking for a friend.
Indeed. I don't think so, but then it goes on to talk about cocaine bores, so I'm going to say no. Oh yeah, look, magic rather than culinary, definitely not legal. Sorry, peeps. Natural wine, which they're branding as natty wine.
Ooh, I'm not into that.
No, but I do like an orange wine.
Do you? Oh, I do.
Oh, I
not.
do.
I do not.
I think I've ever had orange wine.
Oh yes,
No.
I like an orange wine. You know, if you want something like rosé, but not in peak, like it's not summer, so you feel
Yeah.
weird drinking
Yeah.
rosé.
Okay,
Yeah, I
makes
know what you
sense.
mean. I just don't like an Aperol spritz.
It's
So I feel
just
like
an
but
Aperol
just
spritz
the
is
colour
Aperol and
orange,
spritz. There's no wine in it, so unrelated.
Prosecco.
Or like and prosecco, yeah, but that's like saying I don't like orange juice and comparing it to orange wine. They are unrelated.
Yeah, true.
Trump anxiety,
Yeah.
hard relate.
I mean,
Hard
everyone,
relate.
surely.
I did see a TikTok that was explaining why Michelle Obama is going to be running in 2024, and I was like, I wish this was
Not
true.
imagine.
It's a little late. I think we would know if she was going to be the Democratic nominee, but that would be so nice.
I know. She's so sensible.
She's just so sensible and positive. The thing is, whatever, you know, we're obviously we're not here to talk about politics. However, I think everyone agrees that, you know, we should be loving and peaceful and positive,
Yeah.
not following leaders who are full of
Yeah.
who are hate.
I know,
Yes.
crazy.
Okay,
That's
Substack is something else to be involved with. I do subscribe
Yes.
to a couple of
Yeah,
Substacks.
me
Yeah.
too. I love that this is coming back. Like, obviously not Substack itself; it's quite new. But like in terms of like the idea of like longer form blogging, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. I love that's making a return. Like that's really great.
I so agree. I subscribed to Leandra Medines, who was Man Repeller, who obviously got herself into like a lot of hot water and sort of, you know, and folded her business, but ultimately, therefore, her Substack has gone back to the basics of why I liked her in the first place before she had, you know, this big publishing platform, because ultimately I just want to hear about how she puts an outfit together, and
She's a good writer.
and she's a good writer.
Yeah.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think
Into
it's a cool
them.
platform.
Yeah. Anyone got any other Substack recommendations?
We did a feature on the site about this, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I think my recs were Brie Graham. She had a cookbook out about a year ago about cooking meals for two. So hers is just lovely
So nice.
dinner
Oh,
ideas.
nice.
Also Ben from Mob Kitchen, his one is really good. It's just like lovely food that you actually want to cook at home on like a weekday. And Alexandra Dudley also has one.
Of course she does.
Yeah,
Lovely
shout
Alex,
her.
absolutely. Okay, Pilates reformer classes. I mean, that's
Yes,
hardly
into
feels that new to me, but into that, where do you go?
There's actually one really close to where I live called the Reformery, which is very reasonable, and all the teachers are lovely because some of them are very like just a bit. They don't give you enough instructions if you're a beginner.
Yes.
But yeah, otherwise, what do people rate? What's the really famous one? Oh, Nobu Pilates is supposed to be amazing.
Oh, it is supposed to be amazing. Yeah. I've always liked hardcore. It's just impossible to get in. Those classes go like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it?
There's a few. They're mostly in North London. There's one in Notting Hill, St John's Wood, Hampstead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one near here. Should we
What, was
try
in the
that
one opposite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I always walk past, and what gives me the ick is the guy in the like advertising photo who's got toe socks on.
Oh,
Oh.
On the
Not toe
reformer,
socks.
I'm like,
Oh, but don't you think toe socks, like, for, at least for a reformer, like,
no,
You don't need to wear them.
absolutely not.
no, you
just
should
wear
just
tricky
wear normal
socks.
We're not a man in a toe
They're like
sock.
room 101 for me.
Absolutely not.
don't mind
They
that
shouldn't
so
exist.
much.
That is so weird that doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't. I'm okay with the toe sock. I'm not saying I'm like excited by it, but it doesn't bother me.
My mind.
A couple of things left. Last dinner party tickets. They are a band. Okay, what else?
That
Socks
half.
and kitten
Yeah.
heels. Yes,
Yes,
down,
I'm down for
into
that.
it.
Yeah.
One rule for getting that right. What length should your trousers be?
Longer than the top of the sock, perhaps.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
I
that.
actually did see a really cool look on Mango today. They're wearing like sort of sporty like 80s running shorts with some sheer socks
Cute.
and a pair of kitten heels. And I was like,
That's
that's
cool.
such a vibe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like shorts.
Like the
No,
118 guys wear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was trying to think like reference, but yeah.
Yeah,
exactly
I know
that.
that. Like what he wears, like when Danny in Greece.
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah,
yeah,
classic
yeah.
knickers.
Really cool.
Yeah,
Without
that
the
sounds like a lot of
sweatband.
leg admin. I'm not sure I'm quite there yet.
Yeah,
But
wow.
nice idea.
No.
And finally, one colour interiors. It says there are too many decisions to be made in this life and certainly in decoration, which is why many are making the wise decision to do the old matchy-matchy and keeping the walls, curtains, skirts and ceiling all one colour.
I think that could look
As
quite
long,
nice.
as long as it's not all grey.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I can be down for that.
You do risk getting sick of that colour.
Yeah.
Okay, but there we go. That's what
I
you need to
feel
know about.
I'm about half 2024 then.
Nearly there. I
Yeah,
mean, it's only
I think-
February,
I
so
think I'm like in 2023.
Yeah.
we've got the rest of the year.
Yeah, we've got some catching up to do. Okay, anyway, let's move on and answer some questions. Someone has asked Valentine. Well, they haven't even asked. They've just said Valentine's gifts for him. I'm going to start because we are working at the moment with Scarlet Gask, which is a high-end lingerie brand. And look, sexy underwear isn't for everybody, but it really, like, sometimes some boys like it. Some girls like it. So
yeah.
they have a really, really amazing selection of products.
I quite like a bit of sexy underwear every now and again.
now?
Yeah, you know, like it's not
Oh.
for everyone, but I think it's quite like nice to make a bit of an occasion sometimes.
I mean, the thing is, when you've been with someone for a long time,
Yeah, so I spice it up.
exactly, like they've probably
Yeah.
seen your ratty beige knickers quite a few times, so it's quite nice to put in the effort
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
for yourself as well, to feel like amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. They have the most epic selection of products.
Yeah.
They are like, it's the colour, it's the bows,
Yeah,
it's the
it's
satin,
extra.
it's the lace,
Yeah.
it is extra,
Yeah.
Very
Love.
pretty.
but like fun, sexy, extra.
Yeah, it's just bridging the gap between like sexy but also kind of playful and
Yeah.
cool and a little bit edgier.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Agreed.
I really like this pink kind of sheer set that comes
Yeah.
with like a
Oh, yeah, with, like,
suspender
suspendery
belt and
thing.
stuff.
yeah,
really cool.
very nice.
It's true. It's sexy without going into like kinky,
Yeah.
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 which is
And I
a fine
think,
line.
You know, putting something on that makes you feel hot is so
Totally.
Yeah.
lush and empowering.
Yeah.
Very.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. We also did an interview with the founder on site, which is all her tips for feeling sexy. So whether it's underwear or various other things, then do give it a read for ways to feel a little bit sexier this time of year. Because also, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen sun for quite a long
Yeah.
time. I've been
Yeah.
indulging
Oh,
quite a lot.
isn't it?
Like
Yeah.
I could do with some help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe sexy underwear.
That's why
is the way
those
to go.
corsets are quite good.
Yeah, exactly. They hide all manner of sins. All that Christmas indulgence.
Suck it in, suck
Exactly.
it in.
Other Valentine's gifts for him? Anyone do that? Hang on, this is
I
your
don't-
first Valentine's with Harry.
It is,
Oh
yeah.
my God,
You
I'm
must do
expecting-
something.
Yeah, no, we will do something.
Other
I'm
than
sure.
sex
But I
underwear.
actually am of the opinion that like Valentine's Day is more for the in a hetero relationship is more for the girl. I think it's going out for dinner or something, or just doing. Well, you don't even have to go out for dinner. Just like doing dinner indoors together, like making like
doing dinner indoors as opposed to
out on the
just be inside, okay? Instead of on the terrace.
No, but I know what you mean. I would never go to a restaurant on Valentine's night.
No.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, the butcher on Clapham, I keep meaning to go, the butcher on Clapham Common, like right by us, is doing a pre-order beef Wellington for Valentine's Day. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think that's
So
lovely.
good.
So nice.
Because I hear what you're saying, like, I feel like where you're going is it's like a bit commercial and it's a bit like of a made-up thing, which is totally fair.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy into it. However, isn't it nice to have one day in the year where you just stop, if you're in a relationship, where you can just stop and focus on the fact you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's really
So
nice.
true.
Yeah, like good excuse
Yeah,
to just like
reframe it.
tell each other the reasons why you love each other.
I quite like
Definitely.
a funny card.
Do
Yeah.
you?
All about the
There's
cards,
quite a good
yeah.
one called "I Would Drink Your Bathwater."
No.
After salt.
Yeah, we get it.
And I remember when we were
I wouldn't
really
do
into
that.
Love and it
Just
was
put it out there.
I would not drink.
That's a step too far, I think.
I quite like a funny card. But I more get stuff like I make a big deal for the kids. So I get
that's
them
nice.
a card each.
That's so nice.
Which is I love you so much.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And then I get
nice.
them
Romantic love.
like chocolates and actually Zara doing some super sweet pajamas with hearts on.
That's so cute.
I want to send my best friend flowers, and she's single. Does
I
that
think
sound? Does that seem
No, I think
patronising?
that's
so
Like that
nice.
is that nice?
I know.
Yeah.
So nice.
Okay.
Maybe not like a
Yeah.
bunch of red roses,
No,
but
I
like...
wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah.
I know,
Dating
I would love
nice.
that.
I think
Okay.
yeah. Gosh, that's a lovely idea.
Yeah, so nice.
Okay, great. Someone has said, I actually would love to know the answer to this question. What kind of sandals will be trending this year? I mean, it's probably a bit early to say, isn't it?
I've seen a lot of fisherman style sandals actually, like
Quite
just
the road.
creeping in. So maybe that. But it is quite early.
Somebody has said, I'm looking for a cooking experience for a 30th birthday celebration with my partner. I'd love to see, this is nice, I'd love to see behind the scenes of a top London restaurant, so a cooking skills masterclass followed by a fabulous lunch would be his ideal present. That is the best.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that
That's
second
such
part.
a good gift.
That's a great gift.
Yeah.
Sherry?
Great gift. So the sauce... Oh my God, my lisp, sorry. The sauce...
The sauce.
The Sauce by the Langham Hotel have a whole cookery site, a whole cookery school for kids and adults. So that's really cool. But
Is
if
it at the Langham?
Yeah, exactly, at the
cool.
hotel. It's like round the back. It's really cool.
Oh,
So
yeah,
massive
do
space.
that.
And they do theme ones like Italian or pie or whatever you want.
Cool.
But if you want more of a behind the scenes, the Sea in Chelsea or Hackney, they do really nice cookery experiences. So you go and meet the chefs, you can go to the fishmonger, choose the fish, they teach you how to fillet it.
Wow,
and because the
that's
kitchen is so small, you get a real feel for what that is
That's
actually
so
like.
cool.
So I would actually go for that one, I think.
I was going to say before when you were talking about Bread Ahead, Sam on our team, it was her birthday last week, and her and her husband did a cooking course at Bread Ahead
I was gonna say
in Borough
nice.
Market as well. So that's a bit less high end, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's not then a dinner. It's I think they made bread and pastries or whatever. But
Yeah.
That's so cute. Love
yeah,
that.
and maybe fun with the kids as well.
Great idea.
Okay, finally, somebody has said looking for a work handbag to stride into spring, something a little unique, up to £500. Work bags are hard.
I know.
This is like the perennial problem.
I need
still
this
carry
answer,
2
eh?
bags. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I've got
So do
a
I.
handbag and then a tote bag.
I've actually just stopped bringing my laptop to work as much as possible because I hate having to
too.
carry a big
It's
bag.
too heavy.
Yeah. I'm going to find this brand.
Yeah.
We featured it on our Conscious Edit the other day, and
Ooh.
they do this bag. I'm going to find it. Hang on Sherlock's, which was just one of the chicest things I've ever seen. How gorgeous is that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's called Chylak, Chylak. It's a Polish bag. 98% of its raw materials are biodegradable, recycled, or sustainably produced. That has got
Is
a
it like,
typo
I can't
in
really
it.
see from here. Is it like a shell shape?
Yeah, so it's £435. It is look.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
It's basically a very
That's really
scalloped tote.
Love.
And they've got it in all. I just think it is one of the chicest things I've ever seen. Look at that in white.
Is it
That's
leather?
really
It's
nice.
leather. Isn't
Oh.
that gorgeous?
Love.
We'll put a link in the show notes and in the podcast notes.
Nice.
Really nice.
There's also pollen.
Yep.
Yes,
For this
I was
kind of
going to say
brand.
it's quite Poland.
Also,
is.
Songmont. Also very cool brands. I've got a bag from there, like a really big, kind of like quite slouchy bag.
Oh, that is
Fits
nice.
a laptop and stuff.
Songmont.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, there is also a really good suede kind of slouchy tote from Reformation, which is on Matches, which is it's like a dupe for the Kate one. It's about £400, and that's really nice as well.
I never think of Reformation for bags.
I know, it's only neither do I. It's only because it's on the on Matches that I've seen it, but it's really lovely.
Oh, that's so good. I do love a slouchy suede.
Yeah, it's that. It's a really nice slouchy suede.
Nice.
Also, finally, there is one on Suzanne, which it doesn't quite fit a big laptop, but it's a bucket bag, and they've got it in lots of different leather colours. I've got one in a really kind of warm pink. It's really nice, but like kind
not
of
big enough for a tote. Like
it's not quite. It's a big bucket bag. It's not big enough for a laptop just because of the shape. But it's a really if you're not a laptop girly, but you just want to be able to throw in all your other work bits, it's perfect for every day.
Okay.
Nice.
I really want to get my hands on that scallop thing.
Yeah,
That's so nice.
It's
I'm going to fight you to that.
Okay. See you in the ring. All right. I think we'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for listening. If you have any feedback, please do let us know at podcast@sheerluxe.com. We love hearing from you. Don't forget also to rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. And we'll see you next time.